You were about to scroll past this. You felt the pull to leave before you even noticed it. Your thumb already moving, your attention already chasing the next hit. You paused. That pause mattered. That single interruption is the crack where new signal gets in. Right now you are standing at the seam between two versions of your life. One that keeps accelerating in the same circle. One that begins to move with precision and grace. If you stay with me for the next few minutes, not as a passive listener, but as an active participant, you will feel the shift begin in your body, not just in your mind. Take one slow breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Make the exhale longer than the inhale. Do it again. Feel the tiny softening that follows. That softening is not weakness, it is the door. Most people never find it because they never stop long enough to notice it. They are trapped in the seeking frequency, perpetual motion, constant anticipation, always about to arrive and never quite arriving. It feels productive, it looks engaged, it is the pattern that keeps reality mirroring, not enough. You have consumed enough advice to fill a library. You do not need more noise, you need signal. Signal arrives in stillness. Stillness is not empty. Stillness is the place where the field can finally land what it has been trying to hand you since the first day you asked for it. The observer shapes the observed. Your state instructs the field. Your breath instructs your state. Right now you are broadcasting either grasping or readiness, either later or now, either almost or here. Choose here. Say the sentence in a whisper right now. I am ready to receive. Feel the way those words click into your chest like a key turning a lock. The mind will try to argue. It will say you need a plan first. It will say you need to clear every fear before you open. It will say you need to check 3 more sources just to be safe. Smile at the noise and come back to the sentence. I am ready to receive. There is power in the simplicity. Not I am trying. Not I am hoping. Not I am working toward. I am ready. Readiness changes how the field reads you. If you want proof, do not look for fireworks. Look for the small pivots that accumulate. A message arrives at the exact moment you thought about reaching out. A stranger says the one line you needed to hear. A problem loosens even though you did not brute force it. You will be tempted to call these coincidences. Do not. Call them feedback. Coherence returns coherence. Static breeds static. You are learning to be a coherent broadcast. Let me make this practical and physical. Your nervous system has 2 habits, seeking mode and receiving mode. Seeking mode compresses your breath, tightens your jaw, narrows your attention, and tells the field you are hunting because you do not yet have. Receiving mode lengthens your breath, opens the chest and eyes, widens your attention, and tells the field you are available because you are already enough. The body is the switchboard. Flip the switches and the signal changes. Here is a micro protocol you can repeat anywhere. Sit or stand tall. Lift the crown of your head as if a thread is gently pulling it up. Relax the shoulders down. Place one palm over the center of your chest. Breathe in for a count that is natural. Breathe out for a count that is slightly longer. On the exhale, quietly say the sentence, I am ready to receive. On the inhale, feel the body say yes. On the exhale, feel the mind loosen its grip. Repeat for 60 seconds. Do it when you are tempted to scroll. Do it before a meeting. Do it after an argument. Do it when you wake up and before you sleep. You are not doing breath work for its own sake. You are using breath as a steering wheel. You asked the field for more love, for more abundance, for clearer purpose. You tried to chase those results through force, through lists, through non-stop input. Chasing tells the field you do not have. Receiving tells the field you can hold. The field answers the signal you broadcast, not the words you say. You can say all the right affirmations and still radiate lack. You can say very little and radiate readiness so strongly that reality tilts toward you. This is why two people do the same tactic and get different outcomes. Tactic without transmission is decoration. Transmission turns keys. Your mind will want tech and tricks. I will give you practices that build transmission. Practice 1 is conscious stopping, not quitting, not procrastinating. The skill of halting momentum on command. You train it by catching micro-urges in the wild and laying them down. The urge to check the phone when you are mid-conversation. The urge to answer an email the instant it arrives. The urge to add another video when you have not integrated the last one. Each urge you dissolve strengthens the muscle that receives. Stillness becomes an ability rather than an accident. Practice 2 is sacred starting. How you start the day sets the carrier wave for the hours that follow. Before you touch a device, sit for 1 minute. One hand on heart, one hand on belly. Breathe slow until you feel a gentle weight settle behind your sternum. Say inside yourself, I am here, I am present, I am not running today. Let these words be a contract. Watch the way time feels different on the days you keep it. Watch how you notice the conversation you would have missed. Watch how the one thing that matters rises above the 7 that do not. Practice 3 is swift obedience to whispers, the quiet guidance that feels like a clean knowing rather than a loud thought, a nudge to send the message, an idea to walk a different route, a sense that you should rest instead of grind. You build trust by acting quickly. Speed matters here, because the longer you wait, the more the mind will dress the whisper in costumes of doubt. You are not trying to be reckless. You are practicing responsiveness. Responsiveness is how you and the field learn to dance. People ask how to tell the difference between a whisper and fear or impulse. A whisper is calm and simple. It does not bargain or plead. It feels like a bell struck once that keeps humming quietly in the background. Fear shouts and repeats itself. Impulse spikes, then vanishes. If you are unsure, do a 60-second stillness. Breathe, ask inside for yes or no. Notice the sensation below the neck. Truth relaxes something. Untruth hardens something. Start there. Refine by practice. Understand that following whispers will not always look tidy. Sometimes the step you take will appear to lead away from your goal. Sometimes it will cost you comfort. Sometimes it will make people question you. Those moments are not signs you are off track. They are the tuition of alignment. The path rarely announces itself in full. It reveals itself at the speed of trust. You will take a step, and the next stone will appear. You will pause, and the bridge will extend. You will breathe, and the answer will arrive. Not because you push harder, but because you stop broadcasting chaos long enough to hear the invitation. If you need a story, consider this. A client built a career that impressed everyone and fed no part of his soul. He practiced conscious stopping for 3 weeks without changing anything else. During that time, he noticed a whisper to email a mentor he had not spoken to in years. He wrote the email. That message led to a conversation that led to a short volunteer project that led to work he did not know existed. The shift was not a dramatic leap off a cliff. It was a series of small, obedient steps that added up to a new life. The map was invisible until he walked it. I want you to put words to your pivot now, because language focuses energy. Type this sentence somewhere you will see it often. I trust the whispers of my deeper knowing. Speak it out loud, softly. Feel the temperature of your chest change as you commit. There is power in public declaration. It is not a superstition. It is physics of attention. When you name your direction, you narrow the wave of possibility into a beam that can carry force. You are telling yourself and the field that you are done play acting and ready to practice. Let us deepen the body side, because mind alone cannot carry this. Do a quick scan. Forehead, jaw, tongue, shoulders, solar plexus, belly, thighs, calves, feet. Wherever you find tension, hold your attention there without trying to fix it. Breathe into it as if the breath could flow around and through the tightness. After 3 slow breaths, silently say, release on the exhale. You are teaching your body to obey your awareness. As the body softens, your transmission clarifies. It is not mystical. It is mechanical. Soft tissue equals clear signal. Now a 7-day experiment to anchor this shift. Day 1 through 3. Each time you feel the urge to multitask, stop and do 60 seconds of receiving breath with the sentence. Keep a short note of when and where you did it. Day 4 through 5. Add the morning minute of presence before any device contact. Day 6. Take 1 hour without input. No feeds, no podcasts, no music with words. Walk or sit and notice what rises. Write down 3 whispers you hear. Act on 1 before bed. Day 7. Review the week. Circle the 3 clearest proofs of coherence. Decide 1 practice to continue daily for the next 21 days. If this resonates, write done in a place you will see tonight. You are not performing for anyone. You are building muscle. There is a place where people get stuck. They try to receive while gripping outcomes. It looks like stillness on the outside and strain on the inside. The field reads the inside. Let desire be clean and specific. Let outcome be flexible. You can want partnership without demanding a particular face. You can want prosperity without demanding a specific vehicle. You can want purpose without insisting on a title. Precision of essence, softness of form. That is the posture of a master receiver. Here is another practice that rewires urgency into timing. Before a big decision, ask yourself 3 questions. Is this mine? Is this now? Is this how? If you do not get a clean yes to all 3, pause and breathe until you do. If you get yes to mine, and yes to now, but no to how, ask for a simpler step, and take it within the hour. If you get yes to mine, and no to now, schedule a check-in time rather than obsess. If you get no to mine, release with gratitude and move on. Your clarity will save you years of effort spent on almost. Let us talk about fear, because fear will try to borrow the microphone the second you begin changing. Fear is a loyal but poorly trained guardian. It wants to keep you safe by keeping you the same. Rather than fighting it, give it a clear job. When fear arises, say thank you for trying to protect me. Watch with me while I take 1 small aligned step. Then, take the step. Fear calms when it is included and led. It spirals when it is ignored or obeyed. You are the one in the room who decides the next move. A word about authenticity, because the world tries to sell you a childish version of it. Authenticity is not saying everything you feel or doing whatever you want. That is reactivity in costume. Authenticity is expressing your deepest nature on purpose. Your deepest nature is the quiet center that exists before the story. It does not need to prove. It does not need to perform. It is steady. It is clear. It is kind without being weak and strong without being hard. When you act from there, even hard conversations land clean. Even bold moves feel grounded. People may not like it. They will feel the truth in it. You might be wondering how to keep this alive when life gets loud again. Use anchors. Choose 3 touch points in your day that already exist and attach a 10-second receiving breath to each after you brush your teeth, when you sit in the car, before you open your laptop. 10 seconds is enough to flip the switch. Put a tiny mark on a card each time you do it. Let the marks prove to your brain that you are a person who practices. Identity changes faster than intention. When you become the one who receives by habit, results follow by default. You are not separate from what you want. You are the channel through which it wants to express. If you want more love, become the place where love can land. If you want more prosperity, become the place where value can flow out and in. If you want more meaning, become the place where truth is welcome, even when it asks for change. The flower does not bloom because it worries enough. It blooms because the conditions are right. Build conditions. Let blooming happen. Sometimes conditions look like subtraction. Fewer inputs, fewer opinions, fewer fake urgencies. You do not need to become a hermit. You need to stop feeding the parts of you that thrive on static. Choose one channel to check instead of 7. Choose one mentor to listen to for a season. Choose one practice to do daily. People confuse variety with progress. Progress is repetition of the right thing at the right time until it becomes identity. Now give yourself one clean challenge that increases your surface area for luck. Message one person who could use your gift. Make one thing and publish it. Ask one question in a room where you are the beginner. Luck favors movement aligned with signal. You are not sitting on a couch waiting for fate. You are receiving signal and moving in harmony with it. Stillness does not replace action. Stillness instructs action. If you need a North Star for the next month, let it be this. Breathe, receive, respond, repeat 4 words. Breath resets the body. Receiving sets the frequency. Responding engraves the guidance into matter. Repetition installs it as the new baseline. When you forget, return to the first word. When you doubt, return to the second. When you hesitate, return to the third. When you succeed, return to the fourth. Let us talk about relationships for a moment, because energy practices show up most honestly with people. Practice receiving before speaking in your most important conversations. 1 breath, 1 second of soft eyes, then say the one true sentence instead of the 6 clever ones. Watch how conflicts deflate when they are not fed with your need to win. Watch how intimacy grows when you offer presence instead of performance. This also trains the field that you value coherence over noise, which increases the clarity of what arrives to you everywhere else. Money responds to coherence. Opportunities respond to coherence. Health responds to coherence. You will not heal every wound in a week. You will notice that the one practice you actually do moves more needle than the 10 you keep meaning to start. Momentum born of gentleness goes further than momentum born of panic. Panic sprints and collapses. Gentleness jogs and finishes. There is a moment midway through every transformation where The old ways are no longer satisfying, and the new ways are not yet effortless. That middle is sacred. It is where most people bail. Do not bail. Choose tiny proof over total proof. Tiny proof is the day you wake up without the old dread. Tiny proof is the call you make without rehearsing the apology. Tiny proof is the creative session where you finally lose track of time and remember what flow feels like. Collect those. Build a jar of them in your mind. When fear says nothing is changing, pour the jar on the table and count. If your mind is still bargaining with you, here is a final layer of logic to soothe it. You have already tried urgency. You have already tried forcing. You have already tried overconsumption disguised as preparation. You know the results of those paths. You are not abandoning strategy. You are sequencing it properly. Receive first, then choose the smallest aligned strategy and execute cleanly. Strategy without signal is noise. Signal plus simple strategy is leverage. I'm going to ask you to do 3 actions now, because action seals the work. First, breathe for 60 seconds and say the sentence with every exhale. I am ready to receive. Second, type the old story you are done entertaining and the new signal you are choosing. Keep it to 1 sentence each. Third, take 1 whisper-sized action in the next hour. Send the message, put your shoes by the door, clear the 1 square foot of your desk where your next thing will live. The field loves specificity. Give it handles. If this message landed with you, subscribe to this frequency. Not to collect another channel. To practice with a group that is training the same muscles. There is a guide called Beyond the Frequencies, linked in the pinned comment, that teaches 9 master shifts and the drills that install them. Use it if you want structure. If you do not, use the 4 words: breathe, receive, respond, repeat. Either path works if you work it. You were about to scroll. You did not. That is not small. That is the first proof that you can override the autopilot and choose the signal you broadcast. Keep proving it. 100 tiny proofs become a day that feels different. 10 such days become a month that surprised you. A handful of those months become a life you recognize as your own. Take 1 more breath with me now. In slow. Out slower. Shoulders soft, jaw soft, chest open. Whisper the line so softly only you can hear it. I am ready to receive. Let that be the note that follows you into your next action. Let it color your voice when you speak. Let it relax your face when you listen. Let it steady your hand when you write. The field is already answering. Meet it. Here is where we take the training wheels off, and let this become yours. Pick 1 arena of your life where you keep telling the same story. Maybe it is money. Maybe it is love. Maybe it is your craft. Say the old line out loud once so you can hear how thin it sounds in the air. Then replace it with 1 present tense line that carries the signal you are choosing. I create value daily, and money finds me through service. I give and receive love with ease and honesty. I show up to my craft every day, and excellence compounds. Write it on a card. Put it where your eyes land without effort. You are not hypnotizing yourself. You are tuning a receiver. Now test your tuning with a simple challenge. For the next 7 mornings, before any input, do 1 tiny act that proves your new line true. Send 1 message that creates value. Express 1 honest sentence to someone you love. Work 15 focused minutes on your craft with your phone in another room. Proof first. Inspiration follows proof. Momentum follows proof. Identity follows proof. If resistance flares, do not make it an enemy. Name it. Ah, Here is the voice that says, "Not today." Thank you. You can ride in the back while I drive, then take the smallest step anyway. You will discover that resistance is loudest in anticipation and quietest in motion. 5 minutes in, the noise fades. 10 minutes in, a rhythm appears. 20 minutes in, you forget to doubt because your body is busy doing. Let's widen the lens to the systems that surround you. Environments broadcast. Your room, your desk, your apps, your calendar all send signals to your nervous system. If they broadcast clutter, urgency, interruption, they pull you back into seeking. If they broadcast clarity, rhythm, focus, they invite receiving. Do one environmental upgrade today. Clear the surface where you think. Put your phone in another room during your deep work block. Turn off non-essential notifications for 1 week. Rename a calendar block from grind to receive and create. You are not just changing behavior. You are changing the broadcast your world sends you all day. There is another lever most people forget. Completion. Open loops leak energy. Each open loop is a tiny tug that keeps you seeking the next hit instead of settling into signal. Write down 5 small loops you can close in under 20 minutes total. Send the overdue yes or no. Throw away the broken thing you keep meaning to fix. Pay the tiny bill. Delete the app you no longer use. Close the loops and feel the clarity that follows. Space returns. Space is where receiving happens. As receiving grows, you will meet a subtler test. The moment when good arrives and an old reflex wants to sabotage it because it feels unfamiliar. Notice if you deflect compliments. Notice if you delay sending the invoice. Notice if you pick a fight right after a breakthrough. These are not moral failures. They are nervous system artifacts. When you catch them, pause. Put a hand on your heart. Say, "I allow good to stay." Breathe twice. Then take the action that anchors good instead of ejecting it. Say thank you and let the compliment land. Send the invoice. Keep the peace and let expansion be safe. Now, bring this into your relationships with a practice called honest first line. Before you speak in an important conversation, ask yourself, what is the most honest first line I can say that moves us toward truth? Then say only that line. No preamble, no performance, just the clean sentence. I want us to be closer, and I am scared to say that. I need 20 minutes without interruptions to finish this well. I am sorry for how I handled that, and I want to fix it. Watch how honesty reduces static. Fewer words, more movement. Bring it into your money with a practice called value before ask. Offer one clear piece of value before every ask. A helpful insight, a tiny deliverable, a connection, a useful summary. You will feel the difference in your body when you ask after giving. Your signal says, I am a source, not a siphon. Money loves sources. People do too. Bring it into your health with the smallest consistent upgrade. 1 glass of water on waking. 1 walk after lunch. 1 stretch before bed. Do not wait for a perfect plan. Let a tiny ritual become an anchor. The field respects what you repeat. Bring it into your creative work with a practice called the first ugly minute. Sit down and promise yourself 1 minute of ugly output. Not quality, not genius, just motion. Ugly breaks the seal. Once the channel opens, quality finds its way through. If it does not, you still kept the channel open. Tomorrow it will be easier. Now, let's add timing. People who live in flow learn to hear the yes of the moment. You can train this by asking your day 1 simple question at the top of each hour. What is the most alive next step right now? Close your eyes for 5 seconds. Let your body answer. Then do that step for the next block without negotiation. When you feel drift, ask again. This turns your day into a string of coherent moves instead of a scattered spray of almosts. You will have days when none of this seems to work, when the old pull feels heavy and the new muscles feel weak. Those days are not proof you failed. They are the days the work matters most. Keep the tiniest version alive. 1 breath, 1 honest line, 1 minute of ugly output, 1 loop closed, 1 whisper obeyed. Add a mark on your card and move on. You are not counting perfection. You are counting return. If you are hearing yourself in this, lock it in with 1 more declaration and 1 action. Say, I choose signal over noise. Then pick the 1 practice you will carry for the next 21 days and write it on a post-it. Stick it where you begin your morning. Take a photo of it. Send it to someone you trust and say, hold me to this. Accountability is just borrowed coherence. Use it. I want to give you a way to end your nights that compounds this quietly. Before you sleep, write 3 lines. 1 thing I received today. 1 whisper I followed. 1 tiny proof I will create tomorrow. Close your eyes after you write them and imagine the moment tomorrow when you will create that proof. See your hand move. Hear the sound in the room. Feel the click of completion. Then sleep. The last signal you send before sleep keeps working while you rest. If a part of you wants deeper structure, use the guide in the pinned comment. It lays out the 9 master frequencies and the drills that install them, so you do not have to reinvent this alone. If you prefer to keep it simple, keep it simple. Breathe, receive, respond, repeat. Let those 4 words become the metronome of your days. You have waited a long time for permission that was never coming. You do not need it. You are the permission. You are the one who decides the broadcast you send into the field. You are the one who trains your body to hold what you asked for. You are the one who closes loops and clears space and answers whispers and moves when the moment says move. You were about to scroll, and you did not. That tiny decision is a hinge. Let it swing open. Let it stay open. If you are in, say, I am ready to receive in the comments, so your future self can look back and see the line you drew. Then take the next whisper-sized step right now. Not after you feel ready, not after you organize the shelf. Now, send the message, fill the glass, open the document, put shoes on, sit, breathe, begin. When doubt returns, because it will, remember that you only ever need to do the next clean thing. Nothing more. 1 clean thing repeated becomes a clean day. Clean days stack into a clean month. Clean months build a life that feels like it belongs to you. This is how you step out of the loop without drama. This is how you become the person your past self was hoping to meet. Take 1 last breath with me before you go do the thing. In slow. Out slower. Shoulders soft. Eyes soft. Mouth soft. Whisper it 1 more time, so it echoes in the halls of your nervous system while you act. I am ready to receive. Then go make the smallest proof true. The field meets you at the point of motion.